Yes, I made up a list some time ago, and I've made up several lists, and I didn't put them anywhere in any of my writings and whatnot, but I will at some point. I'll assemble them, some ones that I recommend and why I recommend them and what lessons to look for at some point, and then do that on the air.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have referred to some in passing, like some of them have just been mentioned now, because Shawshank Redemption is shown over and over again,
yes,
quite frequently,
yes,
on regular television. However, I would recommend that people get the uncut versions of all of these movies. Shawshank Redemption, 12 O'Clock High, lots of them have to do with what you might call the Greatest Generation movies. Grapes of Wrath is one. But it's a number of them. Nothing But a Man. That's kind of an obscure movie about a black person who was a railroad worker. And I think I would recommend that, called Nothing But a Man, with Ivan Dixon. And I forget the lady's name, who played the female leading lady in that. Abby Lincoln.
Abby Lincoln, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I would recommend that. And that's a movie with what? Not just with black people in them. Many of the movies I recommend don't have black people in them at all. But they have lessons that you can learn about the world that you're in. Learn things like what? About persistence, about having goals, about sacrifice, or what people might call sacrifice. But a lot of the things that I point out is that sometimes a sacrifice is not really a sacrifice. They are duties.
Yes, sir.
But people will look at it as a sacrifice. They say, well, in other words, I have to give up this and give up that in order to do this, that, and other. No, that's a duty, and it's an investment in what it is you should be doing as a person on this planet. And these are the kind of lessons we should look for.
Yes, sir.
In any movie.
Any movie.
Always look for, if you're not getting any lessons, constructive lessons out of a movie, maybe you need to look at another movie.
Okay. What about the film like Raisin in the Sun, starring Sidney Poitier and Ruby Dee, or Mahogany with Diana Ross?
Well, I don't remember seeing Mahogany, but I did see Raisin in the Sun, and I would recommend that. There are some lessons in Raisin in the Sun.
Okay.
Particularly by the mother character.
Yes.
Of the black people.
Yes.
She hands out some lessons. I forget the lady's name who played the original part in the movie with Sidney Poitier, who played the mother. I forget her name.
Yes.
But there are lessons that come from Sidney Poitier himself, the character that he played.
Yes.
Right. And some of the things that he said that are lessons.
Was that the same lady that played in Imitation of Life, the mother character?
Maybe so.
Okay.
I'm
that would be
sure.
Would that be one you would recommend also, The Imitation of Life?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
There's lessons in those. There are some lessons, anything dealing with race. I mean, there are lessons in them because it's dealing with race. I mean, so that's automatic. But I sometimes, most of the movies that are on the list that I've made up are made up of movies that, like I said before, they don't have any black people in them at all. And so people would probably look at them and say, well, what is Fuller talking about? There's no black people in this movie. He's talking about this racial thing. This is all about things that white people are doing. And say, but the lessons, the basic lessons are there. Lessons about persistence, lessons about focus, lessons about having a goal that really means something, and the difference between something that is important and something that is not so important within a certain context, and on and on and on.
So you're asking questions to see what is what is the constructive result of whatever you're looking at, correct?
Whatever you're looking at.
Yes.
Right. And if you're not getting the constructive lessons out of it, I mean, if it's just a lot of cars turning over and that type of thing, and a lot of pyrotechnics, things being blown up and whatnot, but the people are not saying anything, people don't seem to have any particular goals that make sense, And so, therefore, those are not what you might call the best lesson movies.
Like those black exploitation films. I wouldn't want to mention any, but I remember in the era that I came up, there were a lot of going to beat up the man, so to speak, and all that kind of thing.
Or just black people running around. I mean, and with a lot of real high drama scenes.
Okay.
But mostly people just running around killing each other.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of the movies that are made for black people is just that. You don't get any lesson out of it at all, except how to do some gang banging, and all the different types of vulgarity that goes with that, and screaming and yelling, people screaming and yelling, and and showing off and whatnot.
All righty.
And when you come out of the theater, you're just groggy from all of the bloodshed and whatnot.
Okay.
But you haven't learned anything that will help you to do anything of any constructive value anytime in your future.
Okay.